Hey, what's going on? So yeah, this is week 3 from post-op microdiscectomy laminectomy surgery of my L-4 L-5, and just giving a little bit update as far as where I'm at. If you're thinking about having a surgery, of what I've evaluated came to on this 3rd week from my post-op surgery. Uh, Everything so far so good. Doing what is expected as best as I can. I'm 53. I got things I still got to do around the house, things I got to take care of on a daily basis. So I monitor it and try my best and not overdo it. But for the most part, nothing that makes me feel that I am doing any harm to the come out of the surgery. So pretty much, I try to make sure that I keep my back brace on when I know I'm going to be doing stuff around the house. I get up in the morning and I take my dog over to the beach and we go for our walk. So I do my walk conditioning in the mornings and pretty much stay on my feet as much as I can during the day. I sit down every now and then for the most part, mess around, to keep my mind occupied, to keep a little normalcy going. So I'll, mess around with my little PS4 or something like that. And, just to keep my mind right because sometimes it gets frustrating wanting to do things and can't do exactly what you want to do. So I had that moment and pretty much I think it was the medication wearing off and pretty much had me in that lost control where I was looking around the house. I had things to do and knowing that I couldn't do it, and a lot was a responsibility of mine. So doing the surgery was a need, but at the same time, the repercussions of not being able to do some of the things when you know that you're not lazy and you just feel it's something you're supposed to be doing. So that was kind of messing with me a little bit. Uh, on the other note, like I said, been driving, taking it easy as far as long distance. I drive pretty much to places that I know that keep my mind occupied, people I know, and hang out with them or whatever. We sit around. I like to play cards, so I'll go play poker or something like that, and pretty much that keeps my mind occupied to keep my mind off the pain that I feel a little bit in my back. Nothing serious, just enough to keep my mind, occupied enough that it doesn't affect me or bother me. As far as sleeping, when I'm sleeping at night, uh, for the most part, I can turn in bed because I'm gonna move around it when I sleep. So pretty much, I turn left, right. Pretty much don't like laying on my back, so I'm more of a side sleeper, not a stomach, but pretty much a side sleeper. So I'll be on my left, or I'll be on my right side, and I'm able to do that easier than I was able to do before. After having the surgery, it took a while for me to be able to lay on my left and my right side because the pain would be so it would just bother me. So pretty much now I'm back to being able to do that. I get up in the morning, still get out of bed the way I'm supposed to. I do the log roll, which is something I'm going to try to practice on a regular basis anyway, because I think some of those are some of the things that bring wear and tear to your back by not following those steps. Sometimes we jump up out of bed and we just, we jump up. And that can cause a strain in the long run. If not right then and there, it can happen at any given moment. So, and that's what I think took place with me on with some other things that actually took place. But like I said, I woke up one morning and all of a sudden I got up out of bed and I gave this yoke that pretty much dropped me down to the ground. And when I stood up, it was hard for me to get up and walk normal. It felt like I had a rubber band strain. And I had it before, but it was off and on. But this time when it happened, it hit me so hard that I felt that I had sciatica again. And I had it back in 2002. So first time I had it, it felt like I had almost like a muscle cramp, and it made me grab my left leg, and my left leg was in a lot of pain, and I didn't know what was going on. Of course, I played sports, so it probably had something to do with it, plus a couple of things on my job at that time that caused a lot of strain for me lifting things and turning my body probably the wrong way. So I caused something, and that was back in 2001, 2002. Off and on throughout the years, I've always had to battle it. So it even caused me not to be able to pass physicals when I went to go look for certain jobs that dealt with using your back, because they seen after I came out of the military that I had that disability going for myself. And when they looked at my record, they noticed that was some of it. So they would have me do physicals, and of course my doctor wouldn't pass me on the physicals because they told me this is going to be something that will hinder my back again if I was to take these jobs. So luckily for disability and my retirement, I was able to maintain, and then I ran and opened up an eBay business. So that is how I'm able to make my extra money. So along with playing cards too. So that's another thing. So everything's a hustle. It's a daily grind. So we just keep it moving. But for the most part, everything as far as my back goes right now, I feel pretty good. I'm able to sit, and like I said, I don't do the medication. I think I did the medication for the first 2 weeks just to keep that pain off because I didn't know what to really expect. And the way I felt the first 3 days, it was really excruciating. So getting out of bed, trying to go to the restroom, sitting on the toilet, getting up from the toilet. And luckily I had my wife supporting me, so she had got me a walker. And that helped me as far as able to get to and from the bed, from the bathroom, from the bed to the bathroom, then back from the bathroom to the bed, and of course also from the bedroom, walking to my living room, kitchen, doing my exercises. So that walker really helped. So if that's something that you can use as well, instead of trying to walk on your own, don't worry about trying to be a tough guy and tough lady or whoever you think you are. Don't be afraid to accept the pain. Use the walker because it does help, and that will help you as far as getting your strength back. And I think it helped out a lot better because when I did that, it took roughly about 4 days. And on the fourth to the fifth day, I was starting to realize and recognize that I was being pain free on my left hip because that's where I felt like I had somebody just pushing. Every time I would try to get up out of bed, it would feel like somebody was squeezing my left hip, and that hurt really bad. Even with the pain meds, they had me on nerve pain, and it wasn't doing anything. But I just toughened it out, and just I didn't want to change the medication. I wanted to get off the medication as fast as possible. So I took what I had to take, which was the hydrocodone. They had me on Flexeril for back for pain relaxer, and then they had me on a Gabapentin, I think that's how you say it, and that was the nerve pill, and it wasn't doing anything. I felt everything going down my left leg the first 3 days. So after that was all said and done, I got past that pain, and I wasn't dealing with it as far as getting out of bed. It wasn't hurting. I was able to get up, walk, and then, like I said, after the 2 weeks was up, that is when I had my appointment. And when I had my appointment with the doctor, they checked me, removed the staples, took those out, and they put in stitchers. So I have the tape that goes across the back now, waiting on that to fall off. Other than that, but I was back to driving, not on a regular basis. I didn't just say, hey, I got to go somewhere and go hop in the car. I would do it, to get me to the beach. And also, like I said, where I go play cards at, I would drive there. But as far as me just getting in the vehicle and say I just want to ride out of town or want to ride somewhere for a long period of time, I pretty much nipped that in the bud, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. So the 3 weeks is up. Hopefully, coming up next week will be my fourth on the Thursday. So each day is getting better. Oh yeah, sneezing. Today I sneezed, and guess what? It didn't really hurt. It was a little pain, but it wasn't anything that really bothered me 100% like it did day for yesterday. Day for yesterday, if I sneezed up to that time, I was still going down to the ground, kind of, sort of, to try to keep the pressure off. And after today, I sneezed, and I barely felt anything across the back. So if anybody who was feeling that, you know what I mean. It really hurts to feel like somebody's punching you, and that I didn't feel today. So hopefully it was not just out of luck. Hopefully it stays that way. And if I do sneeze, I feel a little pain, but not like I was feeling before. Even before I had the surgery, I was feeling this pain. I would always hate to sneeze, and then when I did, I would always prepare myself to try to catch it and bend a little bit so it wouldn't hurt my back so much. So hopefully this surgery helps itself, manifests itself out, and puts me back in, and anybody else that had it, put you back in the normal, at least close as normal as possible, because you're still going to have some problems from having a surgery. It's not 100% like you're going to be like you were when you're born or had no problems or nothing like that. It's still going to be a little residual there, but at least you won't have that pain going down your left leg or right leg, going down to your foot. You won't have that numbness. You'll be able to run, be able to walk, be able to do all the things that, you were close to doing at first, taking it more easier because it can come back whenever it wants to. Like I said, I had the surgery before, and I felt that it came back years later, and I just dealt with it. And then everything came ahead about 3 or 4 months ago when I had that situation where my leg locked up and the sciatic was really locked in there, and I had the bulging disc from the MRI and herniated area, and that is what they did the operation on to clean that area up. So right now, feeling good and just taking it one day at a time. If anybody else is going through this, like I say, man, I'll keep y'all in my prayers. Hope everything goes right for you and get back to square one like it used to be. But other than that, y'all take care. Peace.